mean, that there looks saucy. So does anyone else miss how Hollywood movies used to look? I can tell by looking on the internet, I'm not the only one. So in this video, I'm gonna do something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and that's actually something that I do all the time on my phone when I'm bored. But I'm going to take some trailers from some modern Hollywood movies, and I'm going to fix the color. I'm going to fix the cinematography, sort of. I can't exactly relight everything. Where'd the contrast go? Where'd the color go? Where did that movie look go? The first one we're gonna jump into is the most recent movie I want to work with, and that's The Running Man. Yeah, The Running Man. It's a remake. It's been made before. That's okay. Directed by Edgar Wright. If you've seen this movie, I'm not spoiling anything here, but it's really hard to tell that Edgar Wright directed this. And you guys all know my thoughts on Caught Stealing, which directed by Darren Aronofsky, and we're also going to touch on that movie here too. But what if we made the new Running Man trailer look like an older movie? And not super old, but maybe somewhere between the early 2000s to the mid 2010s. Let's see if we can make the trailer look a little bit better. All right, so I've thrown the trailer in here. We're in DaVinci Resolve. We're gonna come over to our color tab. Let's find some standout frames that really just look boring and bland and really have that look of a modern Hollywood movie. I think this is the one that always stood out in the trailer. We've got this car exploding, he's flying off. Yeah, it's cloudy outside, but look how flat this is. There's hardly any color contrast in the frame. This one here, another daylight shot. The daylight shots are the ones that really look bad. There's just no contrast, there's no color, there's no punch. It doesn't look like a movie. It just looks like flat Rec 709, turn on the Alexa 35 and let's go. This one here, same thing, flat, moves into that one. So if we took a frame like this, golly, there is just no contrast there, no color at all. And this is gonna be simple. We're gonna keep it simple. We're going to add a node. We're gonna add a few nodes here actually. And this is gonna be my adjustment node. Just gonna keep it simple here with just the 3-node structure. I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna throw a color space transform on this, and we're gonna take it to the output gamma of CineLog film. And of course we flatten it even more, but this is gonna be more in the log profile of what film looks like. Of course, all of these movies we're going to be working with today are not shot on film, they're shot on digital, which is fine. And then we're gonna come here and we're gonna go into our LUT tab and we're gonna grab the Kodak 2383D65. All right, like honestly already looking better than it did before. But we can punch it up a little bit. I'm gonna punch it up a little bit more. We're gonna come back to our adjustment tab here. I'm gonna come over to contrast, 1.2 contrast. Give it a little bit of a punch. Ooh, yeah. Already getting in the realm of something that looks a lot better than it did before. You can see here, if we turn all these off, original, new. Original, look how flat that is, new. Look at the scopes here. Look at those highlights, we're expanding things here. You know, let's give it a little bit more sauce. Come over to our HDR wheels. I'm just gonna add just a touch of blue to it. Maybe a little bit of orange teal, so maybe a little bit of orange to the midtones. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Yeah, and then I'm going to take it up another notch, give it even more vibe with a vignette here. Give it a little bit of girth. And then let's see. Okay, so this is clearly not breaking out with all the clips here, but we're gonna grab this still. Let's try it on this one. Let's see how that looks first. Okay, so faces a little bit. This one's a kind of a darker frame. Maybe we'll bring up the midtones on this one a little bit just for the face sake. Let's grab that one. You know what? Let's just select all and apply this color to it. And see if it just has a little bit more sauce. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that one there. Look at that. Like, this is the original shot. Flat, one tone, monochrome, and then boom. Hollywood, baby. Now we're talking. This one, these here, you know, Like each shot needs a little bit of its own thing. I feel like these here, let's break those off into their own clips so we can kind of adjust these independently. This one could maybe like, what if we went like a little bit more tungsten with this one? That could be fun. Warm this one up. Yeah. Contrast, mood. Look at that one. Like the skin tones here. It's on top of the grade they already have, but this is the original. And we're just punching it up a little bit. I'm just punching it up. I mean, and for such a dramatic trailer, and things don't have that punch. Now you can't save everything here. You can't save how it's lit, of course. Not to say that it looks bad, but I would do things maybe a little bit differently to give it this punch and to lean into this look that we're creating here.
Right there is why you can win this game.
I mean, let's just bring back the teal and orange, you know what I'm saying?
The entire nation hunting you down. We'll get your family out of Slumside for good.
I'm like already excited about watching this movie now, and I've seen this movie and it wasn't for me, but now I'm like, oh, look at, like, should I watch this?
That's the spirit.
All right, let's take one that's like really needs to be darker, right? Like let's take Caught Stealing, directed by Darren Aronofsky. Just play this back a little bit. Can you see how the color is almost the same as The Running Man? It's like this flat, naturalistic look that is fine. It really is fine, but it's pretty boring. I don't need to get into it. Let's add some stuff here. You know, honestly, I bet if I select it all and just use this same little power grade that I just built. Now this one is a little bit darker, so this is gonna be harder. They did actually lean into some darkness. Ooh, but look at this shot here. Punchy. Like that one, you know, like that could probably use a little lift, love. Maybe let's take the vignette off of these. Maybe that's what's going on. The vignette, just the exposure a little bit. Let's save that one, and let's actually add this to the rest of it, because I think how this one is, where this one, the levels are at. Yeah. Really what we're doing here is doing a similar color grade that they used to do back in the early 2000s, etc. It's not like it's that hard. So this is clear that Hollywood is forcing this look. They want things to look better on TVs, etc. Black levels. I was even thinking about bringing down the black levels on this, but that might be too rough for the old YouTube compression, so we're not going to do that. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot, actually. Wonder what's some like daylight shots here. Like this shot here, look at that. These blues here. Now let's go back to this one at the beginning and turn this off and see the original. Highlights flat, 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 flat. Turn that back on. Boop. Now we've got some punch. I mean, am I wrong? Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this looks better.
You got to let me
Let's look at some daylight shots here.
Welcome to Narnia.
Should I stay or should I go?
How much is there? Over 4 million. Shit.
Everyone gets a cut. The Russians, the Puerto Ricans, the Hebrews.
Now I can understand the appeal to bring these down, so maybe let's throw the vignette back on these daylights here. And then maybe bring the highlights down a smidge. That doesn't have to be as punchy, you know? Ooh, but here we go. Get those shadows down. Now, I'm not saying that everything needs to look like Transformers, but you get the idea. The teal and orange look, and maybe the teal and orange look got overplayed, but then we went so far the other way, we swung so far the other way, I'm watching stuff and I'm like, does this look good? I don't know if this looks good. And this is like no offense to the people that made these films. Like, I don't know the bureaucracy of it right now, but this to me looks better. Look at the skin tones there. And, you know, we can change the vibe here a little bit. Like, maybe this doesn't need to be so blue and cool. Like, maybe we could warm that up a little bit. Give it that daylight vibe back. Kind of live within the same tonality that they were trying to do. Or we could even reset this white balance here. And we could use a different LUT. We could use the D55 white point. So this one here. Creams up the highlights a little bit more, and then we could probably push it just a hair more like that. That's kind of nice. Let's do these here all like that. That's nice. Actually, I think this D55 will look really good on the next trailer that we're going to look at, which, not an action movie, not a movie directed by a Hollywood director that used to make movies in the early 2000s. So this is kind of a nostalgia thing here. Let's just take a movie that you wouldn't really expect to be like this. And let's go over here and we're gonna do Wicked. Now I'm gonna do the first Wicked trailer. It's got more stuff in it. This is one of the flattest movies of the year. And I know you already know this, but this is probably one of the least contrasty, least stylized colors. And like, let's you know, go back and watch like a Harry Potter film, maybe a little bit comparable, not a musical, obviously, but like take something that's fantastical like this. And Harry Potter, shot on film, really crazy dark contrasty color grades. Let's add something similar to that to this. Maybe add some grain to this one too. Let's like really mood it up. So I'm gonna select all of these. I'm gonna add this D55 LUT. And maybe we're gonna put that vignette back on there. Let's find a good frame to work with here. That one's pretty good. The highlights are pretty bright there. Let's bring those guys down just kind of find the middle ground. We still want some punch. You want there to be some daylight, right? And then let's add some grain on top of all of this. We're gonna do the film look creator grain. Clean slate here. Come down to our grain, turn that on. Probably gonna crank it for the sake of YouTube. I'm gonna go size up, crank it up. Ha! And let's see, we're gonna add some bloom. We're gonna add some halation on this one. Already got the vignette going. Let's do the whole thing. Let's do gate weave. Yeah. D55 makes more sense for the tone of what this movie already is. A little bit more warm and inviting. Okay, pretty bright. This is just, because this movie is lit so bright, we're gonna have to bring down the midtones, bring that vignette back on here. Okay, let's grab that one. Now we're talking. Woo! Like, are you for real right now? Are you for real? Actually, I'm not loving the warm D55, but I could see that they would do that. Like, they would, like, these people that made this would lean that way. Let's bring these down a little bit. Yeah. And with this too, like, you would light differently. If you knew that this was going to be your output, your color output, you would light differently than this. Do I not have the grain on all this? Oh, I don't. Where did our grain go? Well, these are obviously bright here. We'd have to, golly, that means that like they really had them punched up.
Just to give them a real good enemy.
You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Don't let her get away!
This wicked witch.
Don't be afraid.
I think I'm getting moved here.
I'm not afraid.
And the reason this is so easy to even color grade on top of what they've already done, normally that'd be hard, but because they are outputting these films with no contrast, no heavy color grade, it's really quite simple for me to add on top of it. Now, if it was something like Transformers already, or something like the old Harry Potter movies, or like the old Matrix movie or something like that, I wouldn't have any room to do that. Like working with this, like, you know, this trailer here, I don't have the log files obviously, but you would need that if you wanted to do something like that to one of those old movies. But because they actually have the contrast, they actually have the color built into it, it's a lot harder to kind of re-log those. But these, they're basically logged. They're basically outputting this stuff in lower contrast than Rec 709.
It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
I mean, that there looks saucy. Okay, so I could go on forever about this, and I'm not going to sit here and color grade every trailer that comes out, but you see how easy it is to make that look good? So Hollywood, what are you doing? Give us back the Hollywood look. I want the Hollywood look back. Throw us a bone here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it'd be hard if I was, you know, just now coming up in the modern landscape of filmmaking and cinematography to find inspiration. Like for me, when I started and I would watch movies, I'd be so inspired by what I was seeing on screen. I would be so taken back by it. And I'm like, how did they do that? How did they create that? I want to create that. But now when you go and watch movies, it's like, what is there to be inspired by? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below. But for me, I feel bad for the modern audience that's just getting into filmmaking and is watching movies and they don't get kind of what we used to have, you know? And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here with nostalgia or anything. I'm being serious about what's coming out now. We should be evolving, and I don't feel like that is what's happening. All right, but that's it for me in this video. But before we go, I do want to talk about the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to present your work online. Start a completely personalized website with Design Intelligence from Squarespace. Design Intelligence empowers anyone to build a beautiful, bespoke digital identity to use across your entire online presence. Maybe you want to start an online store to sell your photography or other products. Squarespace has the built-in functionality to get one of those up and running quickly, and I've actually been using Squarespace to run my online stores for almost a decade now. And of course, if you're like me, you're probably looking to build a portfolio, which Squarespace has tons of features for that very thing. You can even create private galleries for client work using these tools. As you acquire work through your website, you can now collect payments using branded invoices, manage client info, feedback, and payment activity all in one place. So if you're looking for a home for your work, you can do that with Squarespace. Click the link in the description to get 10% off, and I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video.